again, wrestling fans, and welcome to another exciting hour of Mid-South Wrestling. I'm Jim Ross, and along with Cowboy Bill Watts and Boyd Pierce, we'll be bringing you all the action this hour. And a lot of exciting things are going to happen in the next 60 minutes. Some exciting matches, including Big Ernie Ladd returns to the Mid-South. He'll be in a handicap tag team match. Also, the arrogant nature boy Buddy Landell will make an appearance. A new team called the Fantastics will be here. Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton, an excellent team. They'll be making their first live appearance here today on Mid-South Wrestling. We also have an awesome six-man tag team match. One side will have the Rock and Roll Express and Hacksaw Jim Duggan going against Crusher Khrushchev, Barry Orton, and Pat Rose. Also a girls bout today. A lot of exciting things, and to start things off, let's go to the president of Mid-South Sports, Cowboy Bill Watts, and a very special interview with Steve Dr. Death Williams and the new TV champion, Terry Taylor.
Saturday, June the 16th in the Louisiana Superdome, we had another great spectacular. And as usual, there was a lot of tremendous, exciting events. A lot of things happened. Right here to my left, Terry Taylor defeated Crusher Khrushchev for the Mid-South television title. And I know the fans were ecstatic. And Terry, of course, you've been on a quest for that a long time. It looked like you'd won it right here on the Mid-South original tournament. But Butch Reed played a heavy part in you not winning it. And finally, you got the man, and you beat him in the Superdome.
I'll tell you, it was a long, hard road to go, and I just appreciate all the fan support. It was all worth it, everything that happened. I'm just glad that now I am the TV champion.
Well, I know, Doc, that there's no love lost between you and the Russians, and of course, Khrushchev was a little bit upset. You'd whipped him up here on television and taken the medal away from him and challenged him to get it, so I know you were really proud of Terry.
Yeah, I was really proud of Terry to beat that Russian. You know, I don't like Russians at all.
Well, you know, one thing at the Superdome, Doc, Louis Obrey, a former All-American at Oklahoma University. Wait a minute, come on, buddy, back off.
I got a few things to say, Bill Watts. This is my territory, too.
Wait,
I work here.
somebody get down and get this
I
idiot.
just got a few things to say, and I'll be right out of the way. Let me tell you something. I was in the Superdome, and I beat Sonny King like a dog. Everybody saw it. I beat Sonny King like a dog. And then I went down and cheer on my good buddy, Hacksaw Butch Reed, and Sonny King and the Junkyard Dog embarrassed me in front of everybody in the Superdome and everybody in Louisiana. They tar and feathered me. That humiliated me. Go ahead, get your laughs now. But I'm going to make a challenge right now on nationwide TV, the Junkyard Dog, right now in front of the millions of people that are watching right now. Junkyard Dog, I'm challenging you to a match on TV today. Now, I've checked the sheets. Mid-South Sport is trying to hold me back. I've got Tony Torres, and everybody here knows I can beat Tony Torres in a matter of seconds. Mid-South Sports is trying to hold me back. Junkyard Dog, I've challenged you in front of millions of people. The ball's in your court. Do with it what you want to do. But I'll be in this ring later on in the station hour. Let's get it on.
Well, you need to see Grizzly Smith about that. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. I guess he did get embarrassed a little bit. Again, as we were talking, Louis Obrey, who was an All-American tackle at the University of Oklahoma when you were there, and is now for the Saints an offensive tackle, and Marcus Dupree of the USFL team. Both of them came to the dressing room there at the Superdome. They were in attendance. They love wrestling, and they came to say hi to you and the Junkyard Dog.
Yeah, I'll tell you, there's a great football player right there. I played beside Louis Obrey, and I've opened plenty of holes for Marcus Dupree.
Okay, right now we're going to relive the final moments of that great Mid-South television title bout Saturday, September the 16th in the Superdome. Terry Taylor versus Crusher Khrushchev.
Terry Taylor, proud young lion, tremendous heart, tremendous courage, against an awesome, powerful Crusher Khrushchev, the turncoat Barry Darcy. Also using that 303 pounds, some 70 pounds, 75 pounds advantage on Terry Taylor. Saturday, June the 16th at the Superdome. Terry Taylor feeling the fury of the attack by the Russian. For the television title, the Mid-South television title. What a quest it's been for young Terry Taylor. You can hear the fans roaring their cheers, wanting Terry Taylor to overcome. Here's the $25 seats in the Superdome. 20,000 fans. Another tremendous event in the Louisiana Superdome. On two, Terry Taylor's out. Earl Fergie calling this bout from slam by Crusher Khrushchev. You hear the fans, many of them very attractive young ladies, rally behind Terry Taylor and want him to gain a victory. We've watched his quest for this Mid-South television title where he was in the finals. How it was stolen practically out of his grasp because of Butch Reed. Now this young man has his biggest opportunity ever in the Louisiana Superdome against an awesome opponent. Terry trying to fight out of that front facing. Blocking Crusher Khrushchev. They're exchanging toe-to-toe, but you see Taylor's catching Khrushchev, and he's blocking it. Then he's coming in with that right hook counter, and he's starting to win the toe-to-toe battle there. It's been a grueling battle. My son Joel and Mike are both shooting from 2 different locations in the Superdome. Taylor reverses. There goes Terry Taylor with that patented forearm, that explosive forearm. 1, 2, it looks like 3. The referee almost hits it, but Khrushchev, as you see the right of your screen, got his foot over the top rope. So it's a 2 count. Terry Taylor thought he had the victory right then, but the bell is not rung, and Khrushchev hits him from behind with a powerful knee to the kidney area that wiped out both Terry Taylor and Carl Verdi. And now Khrushchev, a man so skilled in shading the room, taking every advantage as he goes into his tights, putting something on his hand that's certainly going to help him knock out Terry Taylor and retain the television title. The fans are screaming for Terry. Terry got a reprieve by a quick movement, getting out of the way of Crusher Khrushchev. He may have been decapitated on that move had he not. Khrushchev going for it. Taylor ducks. Reverse suplex. 1, 2, 3. Terry Taylor just won the Mid-South television title in front of 20,000 hysterical fans at the Louisiana Superdome, Saturday, June the 16th.
A great victory, Terry, and I join with everybody in congratulating you. That's your first really major title in the Mid-South area.
That's true. I feel great about winning the title, and especially for the people here that have been behind me so long. The road has been long and hard, and I'm telling you right now, I know that it's going to get harder and tougher from now on. It was tough getting there, but keeping it is going to be tough. Wait, by the way, Doc, you got my medal, brother?
Oh, wow, Terry, I forgot to even bring it. I left it in my bag.
Well, as long as I get it, that's okay, because I still am the champion one way or the other.
That's right. You're the champion, and congratulations. And
thank you.
I'm sure Doc will have the medal for you soon. We'll be back after these words from the Mid-South sponsors. Jim, one of the most exciting matches, and you were there, was the tag team bout, the Rock and Roll Express against the Midnight Express. 1 fall, no disqualification for the Mid-South tag titles with 1 stipulation. Hacksaw Dugan was handcuffed to Jim Cornette. What an exciting evening. Let's join the final moments of that great bout.
There it is, Saturday, June 16th, the Louisiana Superdome. The match that everybody's been waiting for. Jim Cornette dressed fine in a tuxedo. Bobby Eaton even has a tuxedo tie and tails on. But there you see the man of the hour, Hacksaw Dugan. First time in history that man's ever been in a tuxedo. And the people love it. And the Rock and Roll Express, Boyd Pierce, everybody put on their finery for the Superdome. Of course, the Rock and Roll Express had the first ever Super Date contest winners at the Dome. They were in the ring earlier being introduced. It was a great evening. A no disqualification bout for the Mid-South tag titles with 1 stipulation. Jim Cornette would be handcuffed to Hacksaw Dugan. Rock and Roll Express said if we keep Cornette out of it, we'll be able to take the titles back. That every time that we have had problems with the Midnight Express, it's been because of Jim Cornette. But you've got to remember that no disqualification bouts create some strange situations. And this night in the Louisiana Superdome was no different. Here you see the teams confident, ready to get at each other. Hacksaw Dugan enjoying the adoration of the many fans. I understand he even gave one of the contest winners of the Super Date a big Hacksaw Dugan kiss. He's quite a ladies' man, Jim Dugan. Jim Cornette naturally not in a hurry to be handcuffed to Hacksaw Dugan. He knows it's going to seriously hamper his participation. You see there he's got his tennis racket, even got a black cover on his tennis racket to match his tuxedo. Now, I understand he had a horseshoe in there supposedly for good luck. Hacksaw Dugan making a very, very debonair bow to the crowd as he peels off his tuxedo jacket and gets ready to cuff himself to Jim Cornette. Everybody anticipating the starting point of this great Mid-South Tag Team bout. 20,000 fans. Another spectacular event at the Louisiana Superdome. Bobby Eaton wanting to prolong and keep the manager away from Dugan as long as possible. Of course, Dugan shaking it around there a little bit. Sticks that massive forearm out. That forearm is as big as Jim Cornette's leg. Pee Wee Anderson locks the cuffs up. Now look at Dugan. I'll guarantee you where Dugan goes, Jim Cornette's going to be going too. The flamboyant Hacksaw Dugan has just got a tag along. And you can see the difference in the size of those two wrists. Now we go into the match and the edited highlights of this no disqualification match. Robert Gibson slams Bobby Eaton off the top rope and he attacks him. Condrey coming for the save, which is illegal in a no disqualification match, and Ricky Morton, and you see these guys just alley style really taking it to the Midnight Express, and the crowd loves it. This crowd was ecstatic. They just love the Rock and Roll Express. These two smaller youngsters that with their speed and their quick style, and over here you see Dugan keeping control of Cornette, and Cornette for once knows that he's sitting too close to an awesome force to give him a lot of trouble. The quickness of these teams, cat-like quick. Both teams. The difference always has been Jim Cornette. And they figured if they can neutralize Cornette, the Rock and Roll can maintain the pace out there and regain the Mid-South Tag titles that they lost. You recall that there was an ether treatment that stole those titles from them. Gibson in. It's hard to keep up. Got the standing guillotine, and here comes Dennis Condrey out, and he nails Robert Gibson, but Ricky Morton comes in with no tag and hooks the standing guillotine back on Bobby Eaton. Referee trying to stop it, but it's no DQ, and every time they come in and blast one of the Rock and Rollers, the other one comes in and slaps the hold on Eaton. Eaton must think, gee whiz, this is a continuous abdominal stretch. And there, Ricky Morton, atomic drop over the top rope, which is legal in a no disqualification match, and there he just takes and throws Dennis Condrey over. This would have been a disqualification in an ordinary match, but this is no disqualification, and look at the fans. They love the Rock and Roll Express, and Big Dugan leading the cheers over there, and you can see Cornette in the lower left-hand side of your screen, and wherever Dugan goes, Cornette is right behind, and Dugan, I'm sure, set him down more unceremoniously than the spoiled brat has ever been in his life, because it's for sure he never had any discipline growing up. Tag is made. Listen to the crowd shout, rock and roll, rock and roll. The crowd is behind these kids 100%. Ricky Morton in. There you see Hacksaw Dugan coming around to look a little closer at this bout, and wherever he goes, Cornette's got to go. Right now, Cornette is pretty happy. He's a little apprehensive as he keeps an eye on Dugan out of the corner of his eye. But his team is in control right now, and Dugan is concerned about Rock and Roll. Again, over the top rope to the floor. That would have been a disqualification in a regular match. The timekeeper's hat even got knocked off. This is a no disqualification match, and you can see the Big Jim is upset. Look at the crowd. The crowd trying to cheer him on. Now you see Dugan sitting Jim Cornette back down. But Ricky Morton firing up. Trying to change that momentum, trying to get it back, get it their way. He's fighting Ricky Morton, known for having such a tremendous heart. Kind of the spiritual leader of the Rock and Roll team. But they're against a well-oiled machine that'll break every rule and every regulation, and are quick, very, very quick. What surprise as Jim Cornette planned for rock and roll. You know Cornette, knowing he was going to be handcuffed, has had to try to figure and spin. Now right behind you see a girl out of the crowd who would come and give Jim Dugan a kiss. And Cornette's pulling. But now look, she pulled her purse out and she's spraying something all over her cloth. And the fans don't realize, they can smell it already. Now they realize something up, but Dugan doesn't. Now look, she slapped that rag with ether on Dugan's face. Dugan, fighting desperately, pulled her clear over the top railing into the area by the ring there. It turned out that this was Wendy Richter, a girl wrestler that Jim Cornette had paid a tremendous amount of money to. Like a Trojan horse, she came down and kissed Dugan, known as a great ladies man. He responded. And then when his defenses were down and his back was turned, she struck. And now you see during the altercation, the distraction, everybody distracted, the referee is down. Dennis Condrey went and got Jim Cornette's loaded tennis racket and struck. And Jim Cornette, Hacksaw Dugan unconscious. Ricky Morton unconscious in the ring. The referee had counted the fall. Still the Mid-South Tag Team Champions of Midnight Express. Now the referee down after the match was over to uncuff Jim Cornette. There you see Robert Gibson trying to revive Ricky Morton. The Midnight Express still the champions. Again, Jim Cornette has found that when you have that much money, you can always find someone that has a price. And he found Wendy Richter, the Trojan horse, something that nobody would have ever expected. The one weakness, the Achilles tendon of the big hacksaw, the big happy-go-lucky guy, the guy that likes to party, that likes the ladies. A beautiful girl comes down and gives him a kiss in the middle of a match. He had no fear of Jim Cornette. And then, lo and behold, she turned around and put the ether to Dugan.
And with that ether, he struck again. Jim Cornette seems to always have a plan, and he has the money to implement the plan. But now he's picked on somebody that may not try to humiliate him like I did. I was happy in humiliating, but Hacksaw Dugan's the kind of guy that'll hurt you. We'll be back after these messages.
Over 20,000 people were at the Superdome on July 16th, and probably, Bill, two of the happiest people at the Superdome were our winners of our Super Date contest, Jeannie Smith and Cindy Morgan. Two beautiful young ladies were the escorts of the Rock and Roll Express for a very exciting day and night in New Orleans. A great time was had by all, I can say, because my wife and I were the chaperones, and we just had a great time. And courtesy of Joel Watts, he got some super footage of the Super Date in the Superdome. Let's see it now.
Jim, I want to thank you and your wife, Trudy. You did a great job, and I think the girls enjoyed the time. And I'll say one thing, the Rock and Roll Express, who were the most disappointed guys the night of the Superdome after Cornette's treachery, they still didn't disappoint these young ladies and still went out and showed them a good time, and I think that's a credit to Rock and Roll Express. Now let's go to Boyd Pierce in the ring for the first great bout.
This girls' match, one fall or 10-minute time limit. In the red corner from Ireland, Miss Velvet McIntyre. And across the ring, in the blue corner, her opponent, the Dallas Cowgirl, Wendy Richter. Your referee, Carl Fergie.
Our first match here on Mid-South Wrestling, you heard Boyd Pierce with the introductions. Two of the most talented lady wrestlers in the country, Bill, will be squaring off here on Mid-South. Another exciting hour as it shapes up to be, and this is a great way to start.
That's right. Velvet McIntyre is one half of the Women's World Tag Team Champions. And, of course, Wendy Richter is a top-ranked grappler, and she's the one that came down like the Trojan horse and got Hacksaw Dugan in a world of trouble. She came down and dressed fine and laid a big kiss right on the big man, and everybody knows how he likes ladies and partying. And he wasn't afraid of Jim Cornette. He knew that there was nothing Cornette could do to him. He turned around and he gave her a big kiss. Like I say, everybody was fooled, even the cameras. Joel was out there filming, my son Micah was filming, and they didn't think anything about it. And by the time Joel swung the cameras over, Cornette had yanked Dugan's arm, and Dugan was turning around to admonish Cornette, and the girl took Wendy Richter right there, took a cloth out of her purse and sprayed it with that ether, and then slapped it on Dugan's face, and they caught him by total surprise, and he was handcuffed to Cornette, and as inadequate as Cornette is, he managed to hold down one side just long enough for him to inhale those fumes. They put Dugan to sleep, and the rest is history. They retained those tag team titles, and so there's the Delilah right there, Wendy Richter, and she's against Velvet McIntyre.
Wendy Richter, as Bill Watts mentioned, is one of the top-ranked girl grapplers in the country, and she has been on the offensive the major portion of this bout. Bill, you know, she has got a really very athletic body. She's a power lifter. You know, she works out body builds and so forth. She's probably one of the strongest girl wrestlers in the country.
That's true, but Velvet McIntyre is still one half of the Women's World Tag Team Champions. She and Princess Victoria, and they have really climbed the ladder of success and put together a fantastic team. Of course, oftentimes the psychology in team wrestling is different than wrestling one-on-one. Oftentimes you rely on your partner and strategies and techniques and tactics. The one-on-one thing out there, you're all by yourself. It's a different pacing. And Wendy Richter is certainly carrying the battle. She knows that if she can beat Velvet McIntyre, that goes a long way in her selecting a partner, maybe of her own choosing, to go against them for that World Tag Team title. I'll tell you, Wendy Richter is, whoa! Velvet McIntyre showed some of that skill. He got out of the way, and Wendy Richter went right out on this concrete floor.
Wendy Richter is in somewhat of a predicament at this time.
Head
Velvet
snap.
McIntyre.
Right, head snap. Oh, good move there. I'm telling you, Wendy Richter better not get too close to Hacksaw Dugan. I don't think he'll be in an amorous mood for her after what she pulled on him in the Superdome. Kind of a unique one-footed drop kick there by Velvet McIntyre. Oh, she really connected with that kick.
Drop both legs across her. This may be it.
She wrapped her up inside cradle, and she had the tights, which was behind the referee's point of vision. Wendy Richter, a victory right here on Mid-South Wrestling.
And we'll be back with the big cat, Ernie Ladd, after this word from the Mid-South Wrestling Television Network.
This event, one fall with a 10-minute time limit, a handicap tag team bout, one man versus two. That one man in the red corner, 309 pounds from Franklin, Louisiana, Ernie Ladd. Across the ring, his two opponents, Mark Reagan and Greg Brown.
A handicap tag team match here on Mid-South Wrestling, a very unique match indeed, but the man standing in the red corner, all 6'9", 309 pounds of him, is a very unique athlete, Bill.
That's right. There's nobody in the world that doesn't know who Ernie Ladd is. When he walks through an airport, every head turns. Doug Williams, the quarterback of the Oklahoma Outlaws, said Ernie has been a big influence on his life. This guy's a great athlete. He's a rugged guy. He asks no quarter and he gives none. Of course, Ernie Ladd has come back into the Mid-South area. Very trim Ernie Ladd. He'd gotten up to about 370 pounds, 380. And like he said, he had too much money in his pocket driving around in big cars and not hitting the gymnasium enough. And he's gone into hiding and austerity program, and he's taken off over 50 pounds. And he's back to campaign, and he said he wants the North American title. He once dominated the Mid-South area. The battles between he and the Junkyard Dog, I think, are battles that everybody talks about. And Ladd has come to the aid of Hacksaw Butch Reed. This could mean some awesome things for their opponents.
Ernie Ladd with a tremendous athletic background and a man that, as Bill Watts mentioned, is a living legend in all four corners of America.
He's not against one man, but two. And I tell you, they have been ambushed, because I guarantee you this man he is a phenomenal athlete. All-American at Grambling, played for the San Diego Chargers, the Houston Oilers, the Kansas City Chiefs. That forearm smash of his has straightened up many a lineman. I know the pain that comes from that. Hip toss. And Greg Brown is getting his indoctrination in Mid-South Wrestling against one of the most awesome individuals ever. And there's 309 pounds guillotined down on you. 1, 2, 3.
Big Ernie Ladd with a very auspicious debut back here on Mid-South Wrestling. He's 6'9", 309 pounds, and the victor. And we'll be back with a tremendous six-man tag team match after this word from the Mid-South Wrestling Television Network.
This event, a six-man tag team bout, one fall or 10-minute time limit. In the red corner, the three-man team of Crusher Khrushchev, Barry Orton, and Pat Rose. And the third man, Hacksaw Jim Dugan.
A six-man tag team match. I tell you, Bill, matchmaker Grizzly Smith seems like he does it better and better week after week. We've seen two of the top lady wrestlers in all the wrestling business already this hour. We've seen a great legend in Ernie Ladd, and now a six-man tag team match. You know, it's going to be a hard act to follow, but I'm sure we do it. We do it every week, it seems like.
Well, and I noticed there on the east wall, the state flags, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Arkansas. There on the east wall, the Irishman Neal Boys Club representing the Mid-South area. It was almost a shame to have Crusher Khrushchev, the turncoat, showing that Russian flag in the same arena. Pat Rose and Robert Gibson. Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson are just a fantastic team, fantastic challengers. They were fantastic champions. And I'm sure Jim Cornette, Hacksaw Dugan, a little sacrifice of his own. He went to turnbuckle him into that corner. And Hacksaw made the save, and now when they tried the same tactic, it backfired on them. That's what makes the rock and roll so exciting, is that they can just so quick and so sudden, they can backfire. And one thing about Hacksaw Dugan, his heart's as big as his body is. You know, we got a little mystery coming up next. Buddy Landell, Nature Boy, was scheduled to go against Tony Torres, but he issued a public challenge to Junkyard Dog, says he wants to humiliate him. So we don't know what match we got coming up next, but we also know the last match is a brand new team called the Fantastic. Wow! Barry Orton just got decapitated. Hacksaw Dugan, a rough, rugged guy, and is he really upset because he was dressed up finer than he'd ever been in his life in the Superdome in a tuxedo, tails, a top hat, the whole works, and he was out there styling and doing what he liked best and had Cornette, everything under control. And lo and behold, they sent a Delilah in the form of a Trojan horse and Wendy Richter out there to snuff him out with the ether. And Dugan has just been foaming at the mouth. He wants Jim Cornette so bad.
Ricky Morton missed that drop kick, and Barry Orton is quick to seize the moment and take over.
Go, Ricky, go. Go, Ricky, go. Listen to that crowd, Jimmy. The crowd has been so supportive of the Rock and Roll Express because they're a smaller team, and they love the fight and the fire that Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson have. They really get behind these kids, and these guys are great. They give it 150% every time they're out there.
Barry Orton's got him. It looks like he's in a world of trouble. Big Dugan dived across. Big Dugan dive across and sacrifice. That's the Jim Dugan I know that gives his all for his team.
We've got a pair 6-1 coming up now.
They sure do. Everybody's in the ring. That's what happens in a 6-man. It's a war. Crusher Darsaw, or Crusher Khrushchev and Dugan toe-to-toe. Double drop kick by the Rock and Roll Express. Double drop kick by the Rock and Roll Express. This is awesome. Whoa, they've got behind Crusher Khrushchev. A double atomic drop and a spear by Dugan. It's mayhem out here. What a 6-man team.
Woo!
Oh, Dugan leveled him.
1, 2, and 3. He came off the second rope with that spear.
Can you imagine what happened if Dugan got the chance to do that to Jim Cornette?
Whoa.
They'd be having a funeral.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with Nature Boy Buddy Landell against We'll See right after this word from the network.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is 1 fall or 10-minute time limit match. Nature Boy Buddy Landell versus Tony Torres. However, the only one in the ring from California, Nature Boy Buddy Landell. There have been accusations made and challenges hurled. We'll have to wait and see who comes to the ring.
Thrown at him in front of 1 million fans. And Jim, that's just how many people watch Mid-South Wrestling every week, and we're so proud of it. But the Junkyard Dog has never let his fans down. Landell, you got just what you asked for. The bell is rung. Ronnie West counting Buddy Landell, who always kind of lets his alligator mouth overload his tail tadpole fanny. And he doesn't quite want it as bad, does he?
I think, Bill, that he was, when the Junkyard Dog or anybody else is not in sight, he's an awfully brave man.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have to look for him now.
Or if he's hiding behind Hacksaw Butch Reed. But Hacksaw Butch Reed is an awesome piece of machinery to hide behind. Look at Landell. That dog cocked that right. And Landell might have been looking at 6 weeks in the hospital. Landell, who came in with the Butch Reed on Memphis television. And they surprised and sucker punched JYD and tarred and feathered him. And then in the fabulous Superdome, Buddy Landell got tarred and feathered. And Junkyard Dog, listen to this crowd. The dog is back. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Talk about trouble. Talk about a mean machine, bad street. Butch Reed out there.
Hacksaw Butch Reed.
You know wherever Buddy Landell is, he's like one of these guys that always runs in a crowd. He's got that mouth going. He's ready to run that mouth. He's got a lot of power back. But JYD says, Landell, bow. Oh, he's fighting him dog style. Landell's out. That's where he ought to be, crying on Butch Reed's lap.
The Junkyard Dog elevated him up into the lights, and Landell, Bill, is not nearly as brave as he was when you were out there talking with him and wanting the dog out there.
But I wasn't the JYD standing there. You're talking about the man standing over looking at you. You got 275 pounds of mean out there, a man who is really frustrated. Like JYD says, these guys get into him just like a toothache. There's nothing worse than a toothache. It keeps you up all night and all day. You never get any rest. That agony's in you. And that's what JYD feels when he thinks about these guys. Look at that power. The dog, he spends those hours in that gym.
He had that front face lock wrapped around that 20-inch neck, and that didn't last long. Junkyard Dog, awesomely strong. Wait a minute. Reed has
tripped him. Landell going for the coup de grace, but Dog gets out of it. Reed thinks he's got Dog in a lot of trouble. Whoa, whoa, Dog slapped him. Oh, Reed wants a piece of Dog, turned his back on Landell. Oh, the referee hit almost almost counted Dog out, but Dog kicked out of there. Dog kicked out. 1, 2, 3. Dog just won. Dog beat Landell. Now Reed wants some. It's not over. Stay with us, Oral League. The director, stay with us. There's some fever boiling here at the Irishmerdale Boys Club. Look at Butch Reed. This is the man that wants to. Ernie Ladd's out there. Ernie Ladd is out there. Dog's in a lot of trouble. Dog's in a lot of trouble. He's got 3 of them, 3 tough hombres. JY, you better scoot. You better get out while it gets good. Sonny King just picked up the stand to the speaker. Sonny King in there. Sonny King has promised JY he won't walk alone. Sonny King from McCall, Louisiana, who is a bad hombre. He says, JY, you won't be alone against these guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Junkyard Dog, and we'll be back with the Fantastics after this word from the network.
This event, 1 fall or television time remaining, a tag team match. In the red corner, the team of Ed Siegel and Bad Bob Owen. From the City of Angels, Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton, the Fantastics.
Well, Bill, it doesn't take very much to know who the fans are for in this one. We got another awesome young team here, all dressed in red, 2 young lions trying to come to Mid-South and make a name for themselves, and they do come with a great reputation.
They sure do, and the tag team action is really getting hot in the Mid-South. You know, one thing about it, Jim Cornette, since he's come here with the Midnight Express, and you had the Rock and Roll Express, now the Fantastics, and we've got word another young team, the Pretty Young Things, Norvell Austin and Coco Ware are on the way, so there's a lot of tag action coming up. And look how quick, whoa, that Tommy Rogers, he's not quick, he's sudden. He is really awesome. Next week, be sure to tune in. Next week, from the Superdome, we're going to show you a ghetto street fight between the Junkyard Dog and Hacksaw Butch Reed right here next week on TV. And Grizzly Smith has also said that he's going to have Princess Victoria, the other half of the Women's World Tag Team Championship, against Wendy Richter here on TV. So we've got some exciting action. Be sure to tune in here next week.
High elevation. I'll tell you, these 2 young men are like dynamite ready to explode.
Oh, and they're powerful youngsters. Like I say, the tag team action, the whole country is talking about what's going down in Mid-South with tag team action, and we're having some things that we've never seen before. And I'll tell you, it's exciting. I love the music. It sends goose pimples down my spine, and these kids really have a good time. They really get off to it. They enjoy these kids, and I'll tell you, another thing I've seen is these youngsters, they give it their all. They go out and they go for broke.
That's Bobby Fulton in there against Big Bad Bob Owens. Ed Siegel now makes the tag.
Oh, hip toss. Ed Siegel trying to fire up. He's decided to heck with wrestling. He's going to see just what Bobby Fulton's made out of when it comes street to street. And Bobby Fulton just showed him that speed. A quick drop kick. Whoa. Oh, he caught him. He caught him going backwards. Tommy Rogers. 1, 2, 3, and the Fantastics. I'm going to try to get the hold of the Fantastics as they come out of the ring, Jim.
Well, Bill Watts is going to go try to get a word with the Fantastics, ladies and gentlemen. An awesome young tag team, the Fantastics, victorious here. Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton, and here's Cowboy Bill Watts, and a great young team.
Bobby Fulton and Tommy Rogers, welcome to Mid-South Wrestling.
Thank you very much. You know, we've heard a lot about Mid-South. The fantastic ones are here. There's a lot of action around here, and we're looking forward to that action. Ain't that right, Bobby? You know, Mr. Watts, there's a lot of tag teams with the Russians, Rock and Roll Express, all these great big guys around here. But let me tell you one thing, the fantastic ones are here, and we're here to take on the competition here in the Mid-South, and we're looking forward to meeting all you great people out there.
Look at the fans. Look at the welcome the fans have given you.
That's right there.
They sure like it, and we're looking forward to it.
We love them. As long as the people are behind us, hey, we got everything in our corner.
All right, Jim, that's about all we have time for today. Take it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you again next week. For Boyd Pierce and Cowboy Bill Watts, I'm Jim Ross saying so long.